welcome to our first ever significant summit by Statsig. We've been working on this for over a year, and I'm so excited to kick this off. So thanks for being here. How's everyone feeling today? Excellent. The last 12 months has been one of the craziest and the wildest in Statsig's history. Our product and business has been growing tremendously. Our company has been growing. We even welcomed 8 new babies to the world. Our infrastructure scale kind of exploded, and we had to face those challenges, build new solutions. And along it all, we have been shipping plenty of products. We ship so many products that I can't list them all, but I'm really excited to be here to actually talk about data and encourage everyone to use data-driven product development. Now, it is cool because I am talking to the audience that already gets it, that already gets data-driven product development. And in a world where product development has gotten so complicated, it is really cool and encouraging to see so many trends of new data tools coming online. Now, I want to talk about some of the growth that we have had in the last 12 months, but instead of talking about stories, I'm going to tell the stories through data points. After all, we are a data company, right? So the first data point is this, our event volume. An event is whenever a user performs an action in our customer's applications or website, that generates an event. And that event finds its way to Statsig servers. In the last 12 months, our event volume has 20x'd. And along with it came infrastructure challenges. And so we tried to move vendors. We picked different existing solutions. None of them worked out. So we ended up having to build a lot of custom solutions in-house. And the current day, as of yesterday, we were processing over 1 trillion events a day. 1 trillion events. Now, if you're like me, I have no concept of what 1 trillion is. And so to put this in perspective, we're processing 11.5 million events every second. Every second goes by, 11.5 million events are hitting the Statsig servers. We're processing them. Now, by the time this keynote is over, we would have processed 21 billion events. That's how much we were processing just 18 months ago in a single day. And we do all of this with 4 nines of availability. Now, to say that this is nothing short of a feat of engineering on our infrastructure side is underselling it. And I also, yesterday, I was looking at, okay, I want one more stat to put it there. I want to understand how many users we're reaching. So, our customers have applications. Those apps are being used by end users. So how many users is the Statsig SDK reaching? 2.5 billion every month. And then I went and looked up at what is Instagram's MAU. Slightly over. Okay, so next data point is the total creation that is happening, experiments and gates that people are creating on Statsig. Now, that is also exploding. This is a very encouraging trend because one of the proxies we generally have for teams that move really, really fast is how many experiments they're running. So in practice, what we have seen is there's a strong correlation between teams that run experiments and the teams that move very fast. And one of the acceleration that we're seeing is our existing customers are running more experiments and creating more gates. And that means, factually, that we are increasing product velocity of our customers. And that's really, really encouraging. All right, the third data point. This is our monthly active users. These are people that come to Statsig on our console finding value. So whether they're creating new gates or experiments, they're running new experiments, they're checking how their product is performing, they're slicing and dicing metrics, they're looking at funnels, all of that counts towards this. And in the last 12 months, we've more than 3x the number of people using Statsig on a daily basis. One other stat that we have is, okay, now who are all these people that are using Statsig? Originally, we built Statsig for data scientists and engineers, but then over time, we've expanded our product surface area to have more people find value. So we now have like data scientists, engineers. We also have product managers using our product. Marketing, we have a lot of marketers now finding value on Statsig. And then we have designers as well. Now, this diversification is actually really good because one of the goals for us is to democratize data. And the way we democratize data is by making it useful for everyone in the company. And so we've been like super happy with like how well this has gone. Okay, so I'm talking to the right audience because you all believe in data-driven product development. Products have gotten so complex nowadays. You know, if you think back about 10, 15 years ago, it's nothing like what it used to be. And there's, you know, I don't think there's any one single person that'll know like, okay, if I launch this new feature, what's going to happen to the product? It's impossible to tell you all the side effects that are going to happen within a product's after a feature release. You need to rely on data tools. And data tools have also come a long way. They've gotten very, very sophisticated. Today, your products are all instrumented. They're all collecting data. And your product people are responding to that data within days, if not even hours. But if you take a step back, things didn't always used to be this way, right? Like, let's stick back like 15 years ago. It's kind of even crazy to say, 15 years ago, software used to ship in boxes. Can you believe that? Okay, show of hands. Who here remembers walking into Fry's, Circuit City, CompUSA to go grab your favorite piece of accounting software in a box, bring it back home? Oh my goodness. Okay, I wasn't prepared for this. I expected more people to raise your hands. Okay, so okay, now you have to indulge with me. Okay, so I'm gonna like paint a picture for the people that did not raise your hands. I need you to imagine a special grocery shop that has software, okay? And you have to physically go to this grocery shop. Back then, we did not have Instacart, so you had to physically go there. And you have to walk the aisles. There was an aisle for operating system. There was an aisle for productivity software. There was an aisle for accounting software, I'm not kidding. And there was an aisle for games. And you go bring your box home, and you have to unbox this because there were no YouTube influencers doing the unboxing for you. Okay, so you unbox the CD, you put it in your disk, you know, and then you install it. That's how it used to be. And I actually kind of liked it because it's a visceral experience. And behind the scenes, software was developed in a very different way. You won't even recognize this. So back in the day, this is how software was developed. It used to be called the waterfall model because it kind of looks like a waterfall. The first stage is requirements gathering. Product managers back then, they went and talked to customers. They gathered requirements, and then they put them in a document. It's called a requirements document. I'm not seeing any nods here. This is okay, so the requirements document had all of the requirements for the software that needs to be shipped. And they will go through these reviews and then toss it over to the development team. And in every development team, there was this architect. This architect built UML diagrams and flowcharts. I'm not kidding. This is, and then they put them in a document. It's called the architecture document. The second document gets thrown over to the development team. And the development team will then like schedule time to code. There's like 6 weeks of coding. And they will do this, you know, they write code. And when they're halfway through, they will toss it over to the QA team. A QA team, their entire goal in life is to break the software that the engineers wrote. And you can see how this relationship with this like really interesting relationship between the QA team and the development team, right? And in my experience, like, you know, I've lived through this for a decade. In my experience, no software was ever shipped with no bugs. Usually you run out of time. And when you run out of time, the release manager comes in and says like, okay, package it up. Let's press a CD. It's called the gold CD and send it to the publishers. And then boxes were printed and then sent off to retailers. And then you walk in and grab those boxes. This is literally how software was developed not too long ago. Well, thankfully, we don't do that anymore. Thankfully, we use this new model. It's called the build, measure, learn loop. This is how software is being built today. So if you're building software, this is what you're familiar with. where every piece of code is instrumented and gets pushed to production over the internet, and people get new versions of your software instantly, and all of that data comes in real time. And there are tools that help you understand how your product is being used and then decide what you need to go build next. And I'm glad we've come this far. And these tools, I can't imagine living a day without these data tools that help me build software. And this is precisely why we built Statsig. At Statsig, from day one, our vision has been to be the one-stop data platform for all your product building needs. We have many, many different tools in the market today. All of them help you build products. We want to be the one-stop data platform. What does that mean? That means starting from data ingestion to all your feature management. If you want to run experiments, if you want to analyze data, if you want to visualize data, draw insights or intelligence from it, and if you want to tie revenue data with your business data and your product data and your infrastructure data, all of that, that's our goal. And we're building all of that on top of warehouses. If you have a warehouse, we operate on top of that, existing ones, at Snowflake or BigQuery or Redshift, or any of those. Or if you don't have one, we will provision one for you. And we're betting on the warehouse. Why are we betting on the warehouse? Every company has decided to use a warehouse because it's becoming part of the infrastructure. You want all of your data to flow into one place. You want one source of truth. You don't want to egress data. You don't want to fragment it and send it out to everyone. And so it is important for your data tools to operate on top of your warehouse in there without egressing any data. And that's where the future is, and that's what we're betting on. Okay. In 2021, we started off by building experimentation. And that was our first flagship product. And in order to build a very sophisticated experimentation product, you need an excellent stats engine. And so we invested quite heavily in our stats engine. And in my completely unbiased opinion, Statsig has the best stats engine, the most scalable, and the most modern out there that you can buy today. I mean, of course, you can go build one yourself, but we have immense amount of work that has gone in. We've taken cutting-edge technologies and baked them all into Stats Engine. And then that allowed us to build so many other products, adjacencies, around that Stats Engine. So now we have shipped products like feature flagging, we have analytics, product analytics, web analytics, business analytics. Now we have visualization, we have screen recording, session replays, dashboarding, and we've continued on to go build and release more software. Internally we use Statsig, so we need to actually show that we can move at the same velocity that we promise our customers. So, along the same lines, today I'm going to take the opportunity to announce 4 new products that we will be releasing today and in the next few weeks. All right, first one, product analytics on Warehouse Native. With one single connection string, you can run very rich analytics of your product, of your users, your business, and all of that. You can do slice and dice of your metrics. You can do rich funnel analysis, and you can also do user journeys, all by giving just a connection string to your warehouse. And this is available today. All right, the next one, we're launching a new tab that combines a couple of the AI ML features together. So we're launching the prompt experiments and ML-based auto-tune as of today. So let's talk about what the ML-based auto-tune is. So imagine you're a marketer and you have a set of headlines that you want to test. You have 6 or 7 different headlines. And you want to pick the best one. Now what we have done is we've gone one step further and said, we can help you pick the best one that performs the best for a given set of user properties. And the user properties could be language, could be location, country, could be gender, could be age, whatever properties of the user that you provide. Underneath it, we built an ML model that constantly learns and starts to provide suggestions and recommendations. So it's a think of this as like a small personalized API that you can call today. And you can like input a set of like headlines and then get back one headline all through this one simple API. And we're launching this again today. All right, the next one is prompt experiments. If you're using LLM, which you should be, prompts are kind of like the most significant input that goes in that can actually affect your output in a major way. So you should all be running prompt experiments. You don't know which prompt is going to perform the best. And we saw in our existing customers, a lot of people are running these prompt experiments through our existing experiment flow. So what we decided to make is like make that whole experience extremely simple. So with the new feature that we are launching, you just have to go create a new prompt experiment. You type in the baseline prompt, whatever you have, and then Statsig will automatically create variations of the same prompt and start running experiments for you. And then when you're deciding to like launch one prompt that works the best, you'll be able to like find out and then decide to launch it without changing any code. So like here you can see us automatically creating new variations, and then once you have the experiment running, you'll be able to see all the metrics, again, powered by the same powerful stats engine, and you'll be able to ship the prompt that works the best for you. Cool? This is also launching as of today. All right, and then I saved the big one for the last. So we're launching, as of today, a beta of infrastructure analytics. So far, you have collected product data or user metrics, and then also piped in revenue and business metrics. Today, we're launching a beta for a very limited set of customers where they can pipe in infrastructure metrics as well. We've built agents that will go into your servers. And these servers agents, like kind of like APMs, they will collect CPU metrics and memory metrics and latency metrics and frequency of requests, and all of that, and bring it back into the same place along with your product metrics. With infrastructure analytics, you'll be able to like look at all the logs that are coming from your infrastructure in real time, slice and dice that logs. You can also set up alerts for your infrastructure. Now, this is all pretty standard, right? So you can take any observability tool and you get all of this for standard. What is the cool part? The cool part is when you have an alert and you click on it, we're now able to causally infer what caused that alert because we're managing the rollout of the infrastructure features. So with this one stop, you can kind of like, this has never been done before. So you can take all of your product data, all of your infrastructure analytics, and then we'll be able to tell you with precision, this particular change caused this alert to fire. And we'll be rolling this out to our existing customers, and then once all the bugs are fixed up, we're going to be announcing the general availability of this very soon. So I'm really excited for this feature. All right, a wise man once said, we shape the tools and thereafter they shape us. At Statsig, we're proud to build the tools and shape the tools that we hope will make your product development easier and better. I'm so excited for the agenda that we have today. Thank you all for coming. Let's go.